country with the playing of the national anthem, performed this evening by the Sikeston High School Marching Band. Standing for the playing of our school song, The Red and Black.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Public School Stadium as we get set for the 133rd game between the Sikeston Bulldogs and the Charleston Blue Jays. It's homecoming night here at Public School Stadium. I'm Chris Hotchkiss alongside my partner for each and every game, which is Jeff Williams. And Sikeston comes in with a record of 3-2 on the season. Charleston comes in with one blemish on their record with a record of 4-1. Should be a good matchup here on homecoming night. Had the pregame tailgate going on down there. Jeff, I don't know if you got a chance to head down there this year, but it was a good turnout for the tailgate down there. Lots of folks coming into the stadium right now to support these two teams.
That's right, Chris. Excellent turnout for the tailgate. Is something that the foundation here at Sikeston has put together the last few years now, and I think it's been a great idea. The community can come out and see everything that's going on. Excellent crowd, and it's a great night for football. It feels like football.
Yeah, what a beautiful night. Temperature in the 70s, 75 at game time right now. A good, cool autumn football night here as the Bulldogs take on the Blue Jays. Charleston coming in riding high. They've only lost one game on the season. That was to Hayti. But the Bulldogs coming in. Sikeston have won 11 games in a row against the Charleston Blue Jays. But I tell you what, you talk to folks from Charleston, and they're pretty upbeat about this season, and they think that 11-game win streak comes to an end here tonight.
Yeah, if you talk to the Charleston faithful, they are confident about this Charleston team, and rightly so. Like you said, Chris, they come in 4-1. They've got a lot of talent, a lot of team speed, so it should be a good one here at Sikeston Public School Stadium.
The captains are on their way out to midfield right now with both respective coaches. They're going to get a little talking to from this referee and crew. The captains tonight for the Bulldogs, senior number 1, Trey Ransom. A junior, number 9, the quarterback, Gage Rowling. Number 77, a senior lineman, David Rowland. And number 72, a senior lineman, Tyreek Jamison. So those are the 4 captains for the Bulldogs out here tonight as we get set for Bulldog football here at SPS Stadium. As Jeff said, great crowd here tonight on homecoming. We will crown a homecoming queen at halftime, so stay with us during halftime. We will have the homecoming queen candidates come out, and we will crown one of them. Our awesome band will give a performance at halftime. I believe the Charleston band may be performing at halftime also. It was neat, again, Jeff, to see the ball run in from pregame. A couple folks from Sikeston and a Charleston school board member ran the ball in. It was Tate Warren, and along with her husband, Philip Warren. Philip, a former Charleston resident, but lives over here in Bulldog country now. They paired up with a Charleston school board member and ran it over from Blue Jay country and delivered the ball to the officials about 20 minutes before game time tonight.
Yeah, that's a pretty long run. I think you've ran that before, haven't you, Chris?
It's about 16 miles.
16 miles. That's long enough.
Talked about Sikeston winning the last 11 games in a row. The Bulldogs won the contest last year. That final was 32-26. That was in overtime. That was the second game of the year. Bulldog fans will remember back last year, second game of the year, went into overtime. The Bulldogs got a victory 32-26. So Charleston looking to turn those tides around tonight, as it looks like Charleston will receive the opening kick. So the Bulldogs will start on defense here tonight. Charleston, they feature one of the best running backs in Southeast Missouri, number 20, Quinarius Anderson. He's a 6'1", 180-pound senior, and he's got some eye-popping stats, Jeff.
Yeah, Chris, already on the season in 5 games, he's over 1,000 yards, 1,056 yards, and 16 touchdowns. So he's averaging 200 yards a game already.
There is a lot of folks out there that would take that for a season.
Yeah.
1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns, they would take that for a season.
Lots of speed, very quick. I've had the opportunity to see him on video and have not seen him in person, but he is very quick. I remember him last year, and I believe he's committed to go to Southeast Missouri State University.
He is. He's one of Coach Tuch's bricks, that brick by brick program he has going up there with the Southeast Red Hawks. So I'm sure he will be a definite target for the Bulldogs. They will be ready for him tonight and keeping an eye everywhere that Anderson goes tonight. Doing the quarterbacking duties is a 5'10", 150-pound senior, Kavion Thompson. He missed the first couple of games, but last week had a pretty good game last week.
Yeah, 8 for 9 last week on his pass attempts. So I think teams are kind of catching on. They need to stop Anderson, so Thompson did his thing last week by completing every pass attempt but one.
Little pooch kick to start the game for the Bulldogs. Taken at the 25. Going to get across the 30 to the 35 and finally drugged down at about the 38-yard line. That's where Charleston will take over for their first possession of this 133rd matchup between the Blue Jays and the Bulldogs.
What a great night for football. We said that a while ago, but this is perfect conditions. Cool temperatures, no wind.
Glad you're here with us, whether you're watching on Charter or on our SPS TV YouTube channel.
We've had a lot of YouTube watchers, haven't we, Chris?
Sure have. And it's a bad snap over the head with flags going down, and we're going to get a false start against Charleston, so that'll back them up 5 yards right off the bat. So it'll be 1st and 15 on the false start.
False start against Charleston. 5-yard penalties. 1st and 15.
Anderson, the running back for Thompson back there. He's got the fullback, Durden, right to his right. They're going to give it to Anderson off right side. And he was a low to take down as he got some contact about 3 or 4 yards down the field, but he was able to break a couple tackles and made a nice gain out of it, probably a gain of about 11. So to bring up a 2nd down and 4 after the nice carry by Anderson.
Yeah, it's going to take more than one tackler to bring Anderson down. He's an outstanding back.
Give it to the fullback right up the middle. Nothing there as Durden was met by the Bulldogs defensive line. That'll bring up 3rd and 4 as they get him back to the original line of scrimmage, but nothing else.
Nice job by the Bulldog defense coming off that shutout last week at Cape Central. Been pretty good on the defensive side of things this season so far.
Sikeston defense averages just over 12 points a game is what they allow, 12 and a half. And Anderson breaks through in the open field, and Gage Rowling saves a touchdown with a good open field tackle.
Yeah, nice tackle by Gage Rowling because Anderson was on his way to the end zone right there, but Gage made a nice tackle.
Both of Anderson's rushes so far have been off the right side. Thompson back to pass, going deep down the sideline, and we're going to get a pass interference, it looks like. And they're going to say he caught it for the touchdown. I did not even notice from the far side that he caught it for a touchdown, but they signaled touchdown.
I did not see that either, Chris, if he caught it.
Hey, so the penalty is declined, and the touchdown is good. Charleston will go for 2. Anderson off the left side. He's going to be stopped, and the 2-point try is no good. So with 10:22 left in the first quarter, Blue Jays lead it 6-0. Durden will kick it off deep for the Blue Jays, taken by Kirkendall at his own 4-yard line. And he's going to be stopped short of the 20, so the Bulldogs will start their first possession at about the 18-yard line.
Big pass play by the Blue Jays. Gave them the early touchdown. Chris, we didn't see it, but I guess it counted.
Didn't that far side from us, so see what the Bulldogs want to come out with here. Looks like Sikeston's going to come out in the Wildcat to start this game. So Trey Ranson it back in there in the Wildcat for the Bulldogs. He'll run off the left side. Gets across the 20 to about the 22. They say the ball came out, and it's Charleston football after the fumble. So not the way that the Bulldogs wanted to start this game here on homecoming, as Ranson had about a 5-yard gain on that play, but put the ball on the ground, and Charleston came away with it for the first turnover of the game.
We mentioned it before the game that Charleston comes in very confident and believe that they can win this ball game tonight, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Anderson off the left side, nothing there. As that was Brian Jasper that came in from his defensive line position for a loss of about 5 or 6 on the play.
Nice tackle by Jasper.
Loss of 5 on the play, 2nd and 15, Charleston.
Try to keep an eye on area scores and get those to you as this ball game goes on. Pitch to Anderson, and again nothing there as a host of Bulldogs, 4 or 5 Bulldog players there to take him down, and that's what you're going to have to do with Anderson.
Looked like Sam Drury was in there first to make that initial contact, and like you said, 3 or 4 other guys were in there.
Blue Jays are going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with them. 9:14 left in the first quarter. Charleston leads it 6-0.
Timeout, Charleston. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sikeston Red Peppers are celebrating the organization's 90th anniversary this school year. Founded in 1928 by the Sikeston High School principal, Mr. Pete Cunningham, and girls' PE teacher, Ms. Lonnie Nover, the organization had around 20 to 30 girls total. This year, the organization is proud to have around 228 members. And I'm sure there are many of you in the stands who are also proud Red Pepper alumni. Happy birthday to the Red Peppers.
Chris Hotchkiss, Jeff Williams back here. Early first quarter action. It'll be 3rd and long Blue Jays. After the timeout, Coach Brett Blackman didn't like what he saw, so wanted to call timeout. And the passes dropped as Gage Rowling went for the interception, but it went between his hands, and lucky for the Bulldogs that was dropped by the would-be receiver for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, the Bulldogs were fortunate there because that would have been a long completion and more than likely a first down and possibly a touchdown.
So it's going to be 4th and long here for Charleston. Thompson back to pass, flushed out of the pocket. And he is going to be stopped short of the first down. Good job by the Bulldog defense, as it looked like for a second that he may have enough for the first down. But I think that was David Rowland, Tyreek Jamison that was able to take him down short of the line to go. So it'll be a turnover on downs as the Bulldog defense holds.
Be interesting to see if Rowling's in there at quarterback or if they stay in the Wildcat.
They're going to stay in that Wildcat. So Trey Ranson still in there on that Wildcat. Cuts it up the middle, dives forward. Nice gain by Ranson.
Ranson comes into the game, 243 yards and 5 touchdowns on the season.
Gage Rowling to come in from the sideline, so after a couple of Wildcat runs there, Rowling to come in on 2nd down and 4. Gage out on the option. He's going to pitch it to Kirkendall. He's got enough for the first down and a little more. So nice little option play to the short side of the field. That'll be a first down for the Bulldogs.
Jackson Kirkendall comes in as the Bulldogs' leading rusher. 284 yards on the season.
So what Sikeston wants to do here is methodical drives and keep those chains moving. Their first down of tonight's game. Back to pass, Gage. Got Blanchfield open, made the first guy miss to the 40, dives forward to about the 41. Nice little gain of about 8 there by Blanchfield.
Yeah, Sean Blanchfield. Been a nice receiver for the Bulldogs early on in the season. Makes a nice catch there.
Had the linebacker in coverage on him, right on him. He just made a nice little side step to avoid the tackle, and then a nice 9-yard pickup. Second down and short here for the Bulldogs. Handoff right up the middle to Kirkendall. Gets across the 45 to about the 47. And another first down for the Bulldogs.
What Jackson Kirkendall is really good at, picking up 4, 5, 6 yards.
No doubt about it. Another tough kid to bring down with just one would-be tackler. Jackson's had a few runs this year where he's just dragging defenders with him. Does a great job keeping those feet moving, does Kirkendall. Gage, a little pass to Trent Elliott on the alley, gets across midfield and spins forward all the way down to the 35.
Nice touch on that pass by Gage Rowling. Trent Elliott did a nice job of catching it, tucking it in, and getting some yardage after the catch.
18-yard pass play there to Trent Elliott as the clock continues to roll. 6:50 and counting here. First quarter action. Bulldogs trail right now, 6-0, but they're in Blue Jay territory for the first time tonight. Ransom back in there on a Wildcat. Nothing there. They'll give him about a yard, but not much more than that. He was trying to go off left side. Coach Took coming down the
I see him
track
now.
down in front of us. Always good to see your local university supporting their high school athletics. Ransom off the right side. He's going to get a couple, but not much more than those two. Third and long here for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 8, we'll call it. Ball on the 33-yard line. Got to get to the 25 of the Blue Jays. Kirkendall off the left side, and I'll tell you what, he's going to lose a couple. There was a lot of white jerseys in there, just about took the handoff.
Yeah, Charleston was all over that one. Brings up a 4th and long.
See what the Bulldogs will dial up here on 4th and 9 as the clock goes inside 5 minutes here left in this first quarter. Glad you're with us. You're home for Bulldog Sports. Rolling, rolls out to his left, sets his feet, looking back over the middle, and he's going to be taken down for the sack. So the Sikeston defense was able to hold, and then the offense got going, got into Charleston territory, but then kind of sputtered on offense, and a good job on the Charleston defense holding right there. So Charleston offense will trot back out now. 4:47 left in this first quarter. Durden on the left side of Thompson. Anderson in the backfield. We'll hand it off to Anderson. Coming right for us. Breaks one tackle. He's got room to run the other way, and a great tackle right there by the Bulldog linebacker. Quincy Nelson came up and made a good open field tackle.
Yeah, nice tackle by Quincy Nelson. Anderson had all kinds of room over there on that side after switching directions. Nelson came up and made a big play. It'll be a 3-yard gain for Anderson, so 2nd and 7. They got to get just past midfield. Durden right up the middle, broke one tackle, broke a second tackle, and he's going to have enough for a first down. Little quick hitter to the fullback. Yeah, we've talked about Anderson, but Durden, he's a big running back.
Sure is.
6'1", 215 pounds. He's a load to bring down.
Thompson's got 2 wide receivers, split to his left. Back to pass, looking back over to his left. Got a man wide open, and it's caught for a touchdown. 47-yard touchdown for Charleston.
Nice pass by the quarterback. Receiver was wide open. Second long pass play for the Blue Jays that has resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, we talked a lot, and, you know, we should talk a lot about Anderson during the pregame, but the Bulldogs have been hurt by 2 long touchdown passes in this first quarter. Charleston going for 2 again. Rolling out to his right. Thompson's going to tuck it now and try to get it himself, and he dances into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So with 3:21 left in the first quarter, Charleston 14, Sikeston 0.
Sikeston High School would like to take this opportunity to thank Missouri Delta Medical Center Orthopedics for providing support and medicine coverage for Bulldogs in practices, home and away football games. Missouri Delta has spent more than a decade caring for Sikeston athletes. We thank them for all that they do. Sikeston High School and Missouri Delta Orthopedics, your athletes' first line of defense.
Blue Jays on the kick. Keon Graham and Kirkendall back deep for the Bulldogs. Trey Ranson to take it at his own 16. And he's going to be taken down as he crosses the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
Trey Ranson, the receiver. Bulldogs will start this drive on their own 21-yard line.
Rowland and company come out. He's got two wide receivers to his right, one to his left. Kirkendall in the backfield with Gage. Hands it off to Kirkendall. Found a hole, gets across the 25, tackled from behind. He's going to get a gain of about 5, maybe 6 on the play. Bring up.
Yeah, nice run by Kirkendall. Like we said, he picks up 4, 5, 6 yards about every time he touches the ball.
Take that all night long, won't you?
Yes.
Number 42, Delontre Gillespie. 2nd and 4 from the Bulldogs.
2:45 and counting here, first quarter action. It's been all Charleston so far in this first quarter. And Jackson Kirkendall is going to fall forward for a gain of about 1 on the play. Didn't have a lot there. 3rd down and 3, we'll call it.
1-yard gain by number 30, Jackson Kirkendall. 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs.
Play clock at 10. And the game clock goes inside 2 minutes. Gage rolls out to his left. Looks like he's going to tuck it and keep it himself. Nice run by Gage Rolling. The quarterback needed 3, got about 6 on the play.
Gage has that ability to run with the ball.
Number 9, Gage Rowling. 1st down, Bulldogs.
First carry we've seen for Gage tonight.
Yeah, he comes into tonight's game with 259 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground, so he does have the ability to run and also throw it.
Yeah, Gage is the 2nd leading rusher for the Bulldogs, as Jeff was pointing out, his ability to get some yards on the ground. Trey Ranson makes a nice grab as he did a good job coming back for it and made the catch. And for the 2nd time tonight, the Bulldogs are in Blue Jay territory.
Chris, I'm not so sure that ball was not tipped somehow at the line.
Either tipped or his arm hit. I kind of thought the same thing. And Ranson did a good job to
come back and
come back
catch
and
it.
catch it.
That's another Bulldog. 1st down.
Two wide receivers to each side. Kirkendall, the single back behind Gage. They'll give it to Sean Blanchfield on the sweep. Gets to the outside. Good job by Blanchfield using his blockers. Going to be pushed out of bounds. Nice little gain on the play. Had to stop the clock at 54 seconds left in this first quarter.
Nice run by Blanchfield. He does a little bit of everything for the Bulldogs.
Picked up about 7.
8-yard run by number 2, Sean Blanchfield.
Blanchfield can run it a little bit. He can catch it.
Number 21, Tyrese Tate.
We've seen him play quarterback.
2nd and 2.
Sure have. Couple different games this year. Blanchfield got in there. Gage kept that, I believe, on the little option. Got enough to pick up the first down.
That's what the Bulldogs are going to have to do, be methodical with this offense, pick up chunks of yardage. That's their game. Not really the big play capability, but not to say they don't have that, but their game is to pick up the yardage, use that clock.
Ball on the Charleston 31-yard line. Gage gets across the 30, or excuse me, Kirkendall gets across the 30 to about the 28.
Might be the last play of the quarter.
I'd say there's a good chance of that as Kirkendall got a 3-yard gain. Game clock goes inside 10 seconds, and looks like the Bulldogs are going to be content to let the clock run down, and this first quarter comes to an end. So at the end of 1, it was all Charleston. Blue Jays 14, Bulldogs 0. Back after this 60-second break, you're watching Sikeston Bulldogs football on SPS TV.
Is joined by some members of the homecoming tailgate Bulldog sponsors. These sponsors gave up to $1,000 to help the event. Thank you to the Sikeston class of 1978. First Church Community Bank. Focus Bank. Friends of the program. Montgomery Bank. Siegel Health Network. And St. Francis Medical Center and Ferguson Medical Group. The Ed Foundation is a non-profit organization partnered with Sikeston Public Schools to encourage and financially support the best educational opportunities for all students and teachers in the Sikeston R6 School District. Each event held throughout the school year is geared toward raising funds to help directly support the needs of our teachers and our students. Every dollar raised goes to the classroom. The Ed Foundation thanks all the other sponsors who joined in making this tailgate event a success. The support of our sponsors has been overwhelming, and we truly appreciate your commitment to the students in our community. We are looking forward to another successful tailgate next season.
Second down and 7 to start this second quarter. Bulldogs load up 3 wide receivers on the top. Looks like Gage is going to run a little option to that side. He's going to keep it himself, bounce it outside. Now he'll cut it back in. Has enough for the first down and a little more. For the first time tonight, the Bulldogs get in the red zone as Roll Wing takes it all the way down to the 16.
Nice run there by Gage Rolling.
And that's another Bulldog first down.
First and 10 Bulldogs. Early second quarter action. Jackson Kirkendall met right at the line of scrimmage. Matter of fact, they're going to say they're going to push him back and probably lose a yard. Brings up second down and 12 after the loss of 2. Gage looking to his left, flushed out, unloads to Blanchfield. And Blanchfield, they're going to say he stepped out at the 10 maybe. So they're going to bring it back to about the 11. So Blanchfield worked his way inside the 5, but they'll say that he stepped out around the 10-yard line. Pretty good pickup on second long there, though.
Yeah, nice catch by Sean Blanchfield. Called his name a couple times already tonight.
4 down territory here for the Bulldogs. You don't want to go to fourth down, though. Let's go ahead and get that first down right here.
Yeah, big play right here. 3rd and 5.
10:50 left in this second quarter. Kirkendall right up the middle, and he's going to be met and driven back by Durden. He's going to get a yard up to the 10, but that's going to be it.
Nice tackle by Durden. Big, strong linebacker. We've seen him on offense at fullback.
Fourth down here for the Bulldogs. Let's see what the offense wants to do here on this fourth down. Big play here in this first half. And it's a fumble on a bad snap. The ball never got back to Gage, and it will be a turnover on downs as the Bulldogs never got to run that fourth down play.
Second turnover for the Bulldogs. And that one hurts when you're down this deep in Charleston's territory. You don't want to turn the ball over.
So the defense going to have to come back out and make another stand here. 10:07 left in the second quarter. Charleston leads it 14-0. Anderson pushed out of bounds after a short gain. Looks like they'll give him about 4 yards. Call it second down and 6 after the 4-yard gain by Anderson. Thompson gives it off to Anderson again, this time over the right side. He's going to get about 3, maybe 4 more yards to bring up a 3rd and short.
Chris has been very impressed with the offensive line and defensive line for the Blue Jays. They've done a good job. Been watching that a little bit, that action down there in the trenches.
Big third down play here for the Bulldog defense. Pitch it out to Anderson. And he's going to spin forward, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down. Needed 2 and got 3.
4-yard gain by number 20, Darius Anderson. Tackled by number 22, Quincy Nelson.
Clock continues to run. Just over 9 minutes left in this first half. Durden right up the middle. Stood up, pushed back. And good pursuit there by the Bulldogs as Durden bounced off a couple of would-be tacklers, but Sikeston able to push him back.
Number 22, James Durden.
We're going to give him a gain of 2. I don't understand that. That's one of those forward progress, but he breaks the tackle and
Yeah. I agree with you, Chris. That's where he initially got to, but he was still moving. Broke that tackle, was trying to pick up more yardage, and he got tackled for a loss. We got a flag on the play.
it's going to be a procedure against Charleston. Only the second penalty of this game, both of them on the Blue Jays. After the first quarter, East Prairie leads Chaffee 16-0. Poplar Bluff and Cape are scoreless after 1. Second down and long for the Blue Jays after that 5-yard procedure penalty. Hit in the backfield, broke a couple of tackles. Still on his feet going, and I think he's actually going to end up losing 1 more yard, but he was pushed back about 10 yards deep and did a good job just to get back to where he was.
Yeah, as soon as he got the pitch from the quarterback, he was met by a Bulldog defender, and that could have been about a 10-yard loss.
Yeah, that was Sam Drury that hit him as soon as he got the pitch, but he was able to get free. Then a couple other Bulldogs missed him, and so it'll be a 3rd down and long here. We've already seen the ability for the Blue Jay quarterback, Thompson, to be able to throw it down the field. He's looking down the right side, flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw it up for grabs, and it's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to call an intentional grounding. And so that's going to be that's penalty yards, and you accept the play, so it will be 4th down for the Blue Jays, and they will be forced to punt.
First punt attempt of the game, I believe.
So that's a 5-yard penalty. Looks like that Tyrese Tate will come in and do the punting duties here for the Blue Jays. Trey Ranson back deep for Sikeston. Good high punt. Ranson lets it bounce, and Charleston will down it at the 47. That's where the Bulldogs will take over. This is their first possession here of the second quarter. 6:49 left in this quarter. It's been all Charleston so far. They lead at 14-0. You got to think here this is a big offensive possession for the Bulldogs. You got to hope they can get some points out of this drive. Gage back to pass. Looking deep down the sideline for Ricky Scott. Ricky goes up, and they'll say that he dropped it, but a flag comes in. Let's check and see what this penalty is going to be. Threw it up for grabs and looked like Ricky came down with it, but he lost it on his way down. It's going to be pass interference against the Blue Jays. So that will be a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down for Sikeston. So that penalty gets them further in Charleston territory. Ball's going to be marked on the 34-yard line. Gage has got 2 wide receivers to each side. Gives it to Kirkendall. No, Gage kept it himself. He faked me. I thought he gave it to Kirkendall, and a nice little run by Gage. Gets across the 20 and pushed out of bounds at about the 17.
Nice play. Blanchfield was in motion. Faked the handoff to him, faked it to Kirkendall, and Gage kept it. Nice gain for the Bulldogs. They've got something going here late in the second quarter.
He got me on that one.
Yeah.
Second time tonight that the Bulldogs have got in the red zone. See if they can punch one in here. 6:32 left in this first half. Gage looking to his right, got a man open, gets it to Ranson, cuts it back inside, made the first guy miss, put his head down, and he's going to be close to a 1st down. Looks like he may just be a little bit short. It's going to depend on the spot. So they will say it's 2nd down, so it'll be a 9-yard gain on the play.
9-yard pass play, number 1, Trey Ranson.
Nice play by Ranson. caught the ball, made the first defender miss, and then he just put his head down and picked up some more yardage. Got close to a first down.
Gage dropped it. Now he's looking to pass, and it's going to fall incomplete. So play wasn't going anywhere from the beginning. The snap was a little low. Gage had to go down and get it. Wasn't able to control it. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 after the incomplete pass. Clock stops. 5:41 left in the second quarter.
See if the Bulldogs look to just pick up the first down here.
Jeff, after the first quarter, Jackson up on Farmington 14-0. That'll be the Bulldogs' opponent next week as they'll travel to Farmington. And it looks like if they're going to go with the spot or the guy closest to us, it's going to be enough for the first down. It depends on which official they're going to go with.
Number 30, Jackson, covering all the ball carrier.
They're going to go with the guy on the far side, so it's going to be close enough where they're going to measure.
First Midwest Bank works hard to give back to the communities we serve, which is why we're proud to support.
In between quarters, the Ed Foundation took out their big dog sponsors, and they were recognized in between the first and second quarters. Me and Jeff have talked earlier in the game about the homecoming tailgate that was taking place earlier before the game. So the Ed Foundation sponsors this tailgate before homecoming, and we'd like to thank all those big dog sponsors for their $1,000 sponsor to the Ed Foundation. The foundation, I know, every dollar that they get goes directly back into the classroom. Jeff, I know at the alternative school, you guys have been recipients of different foundation dollars, and so, you know, you can personally attest to how important those dollars are.
Very important. They go back to the classrooms and to the teachers, and it benefits the students. So the foundation does an excellent job of getting that back to where it belongs, helping our students succeed.
Bulldogs going Wildcat, and they hand off to Blanchfield. He's going to get inside the 5. Couldn't tell exactly where they marked him out. Looks like they're going to just inside the 5. There was a flag on the play. It's going to be holding against Sikeston. So that's a big penalty right there. So Bulldogs had got it inside the 5, but instead it's going to be first and goal now from the 16. Trey Ranson off the left side, not much there, dives forward to about the 15. So it'll be second down and go from the 15. Rolling back in. He's going to drop back to pass. And that pass is going to be deflected down as Sean Blanchfield was his intended receiver.
There we go, ball to 16.
.430 left in his first half. Pass is going to be caught. Ricky Scott going to be pushed down inside the 5. Ball is going to be marked at the 4-yard line. So it's going to be a big fourth down from the 4.
Yeah, 4th and 4. Biggest play of the half for the Bulldogs right here.
We go inside 4 minutes here in this first half, and it looks like Coach Gibbs wants to take his first time out. We'll take it with him. 3:57 left in the first half. We got a big fourth down coming up. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV.
The Sikeston High School Fellowship of Christian Athletes is scheduled to host the third annual Fields of Faith here at the football stadium on Wednesday, October 10th, starting at 7 p.m. The theme for the event is Strong, Fight, Finish, Family, Faith. Everyone is welcome to join us for this free event, October 10th.
Big fourth down coming up here. After that timeout, Coach Gibbs wanted to talk about it and make sure they had the right play and the right personnel in here on this fourth down call. Little counter play. Gage is going to keep it himself, and he's going to lose a couple of yards.
Big defensive stop there by the Blue Jays. The Bulldogs could not do anything on that play at all.
So again, Sikeston gets in the red zone, and the drive stalls, and another good stand there by the Charleston defense. So it'll be Blue Jay football from their own 12-yard line, 1st and 10, 3:50 left in this first half. We'll have both the Sikeston Marching Band and the Charleston Marching Band for your halftime entertainment. Got a flag. Looks like there was little to no gain on the play, but there is a flag on the field. So it's going to be against Charleston. Trying to figure out here. It was a holding call. So it's going to be a half a distance to the goal, so I had to get it back to the 5-yard line. So it'll be first down and 17 from the 5.
See if the Bulldog defense can hold the Blue Jays and try to get the ball back for their offense and at least get one score here before the half.
Sikeston does have 2 timeouts, 3:30 and counting here in this first half. Anderson off left side, broke a couple of tackles, and is finally taken down at about the 13, maybe the 14-yard line. So a gain of about 8 or so on the play. So it'll be second down and 9 after that gain by Anderson. Inside 3 minutes here.
Blue Jays are in no hurry. They want that play clock to run down before they run off the next play.
Hand off to Anderson again, bounces it outside. And he spins out of would-be tacklers and finally taken down at the 20, so another good gain. It'll be third down and 2 or 3. So another big third down here for the Bulldogs. Charleston's going to have to snap this with just over 2 minutes left in this first half. Give it to Durden right up the middle, and he's going to lose a yard.
Nice job by the Bulldog defense right there.
Bulldogs are going to call timeout to stop the clock. So 1:56 left in this first half. Sikeston's going to force a 4th down. So they're going to get the ball back with about 1:45, 1:50 left and 1 timeout. So we'll step aside for a quick break. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to check your pockets. Somebody has lost their key. If you're at the tailgating area earlier tonight, we have found a key that someone left behind. Let's not leave your car behind tonight. Come to the press box for that key.
Fourth and 3 for the Blue Jays. Trey Ranson back deep for Sikeston. Tyrese Tate. And he's going to keep it on a fake. Does Tate. And he is going to have enough for a first down and more, as he's finally going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, and a flag comes in at the end of the play. Boy, that's a gutsy call right there on 4th and short, deep in your own field, but that gutsy call paid off.
Sure did. No one saw that coming. Tate took off and picked up the first down and more, and then
we're going to get a
personal foul on the end of that. Yeah.
Sikeston tacked on at the end, maybe a little extra shove out of bounds. I'm not sure, but so Charleston set up in Bulldog territory all the way down to the 39-yard line. So that's a big play for the Blue Jays. They got 1:45 left in this first half. Thompson back to pass, looking deep down the left side. Got a man open, and he dropped it, but we're going to get a flag on the play. So the defender fell down. They're going to say pass interference against Charleston, so I guess that's why the defender fell down. I didn't have a very good view, but Coach Blackman coaching him up over there on the sideline, so he must have saw the same thing. It would be offensive pass interference, so that'll back them up 15 yards all the way back to their own 47-yard line. 1:38 left in this first half. Officially, they got on the scoreboard 1st and 26 after that penalty. Anderson over to this side, and he's going to be wrapped up after a gain of maybe 1 on the play. 120 and counting here.
You got to think that Charleston might go for one more big play. It's worked for them a couple times tonight on both touchdowns, long pass receptions.
Little end around, little fake reverse on the end around. Again, little to no gain on the play. And Charleston will take a timeout on 3rd and long. 48 seconds left in this first half. Charleston will take a timeout up 14-0. It will be 3rd and 24 coming out of that timeout. Tell you what, Jeff, if the Bulldogs can hold Charleston out of the end zone right here, only down 2 scores, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half. Maybe they can get a little momentum if they can hold them out right here, then come out and have a good drive to start this second half. Again, at halftime, don't step away, as we will have the Sikeston marching band along with the Charleston marching band. We'll both perform at halftime, then we will crown the fall sports homecoming queen. So 3rd and 24 here for the Blue Jays. There's the reverse that they faked a second ago, and the Bulldogs sniffed that one out. I thought Sikeston may go ahead and use their last time out, but it looks like the Bulldogs are going to be content to let this clock run down. Charleston will have to punt this away or something. There's about a 5 or 6 second differential between the play clock and the game clock, as play clock goes inside 10 seconds now. The Blue Jays may just go ahead and let this tick all the way down. Now they'll go ahead and snap it, and we're going to get a whistle. As it's going to be false start against Charleston. So that'll back them up 5 more yards. Sikeston doesn't have anybody back deep for this punt, so they're holding against the fake again. 4 seconds left, so Charleston just got to get this punt away. He's going to go ahead and keep it and go down with no time on the clock. And that will take us to halftime. So at halftime, Charleston leads your Bulldogs by a score of 14-0. So Jeff and myself will step aside here at half, and we'll let you hear the sights and sounds of the marching bands, and then we'll crown the fall sports homecoming queen. You're watching Sikeston Bulldogs football on SPS TV.
From Charleston, Missouri, the Charleston Marching Blue Jays is led by drum major Abigail Watkins and under the direction of Quentin Roberts. Tonight's selection will consist of the classic 70s tune, 25 or 6-4. Thank you, Charleston Marching Blue Jays. Now for your halftime entertainment, the Sikeston Public Schools presents the Sikeston Bulldog Marching Band under the direction of Darren Steelman and Kim Whitehead. The drum majors are Ella Crater and Allie Hay. Tonight, the band will perform the show Latin Rhythms with the song Los Cuervos. Drum majors, Ella Crater and Allie Hay, is your band ready? You may take the field in exhibition. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Red and Black. Good evening. Sikeston High School is proud to present the following young ladies as the homecoming court. Your first candidate tonight is Miss Zaria Blissett Hall. Zaria is the daughter of Joanne Blissett and Darrell Hall. She plays on the varsity volleyball and basketball team. She is a member of Student Council, Link Crew, A+ program, and National Honor Society. She also serves as senior class president and treasurer for Junior Optimist. Her honors include honor roll, academic all-state, first team all-conference, as well as first team all-district. After high school, Zaria plans to attend Southeast Missouri State University and major in nursing. Today, Zaria is being escorted by Mr. Traverius Hollis. Travius is the son of Lashika Hollis. He is on the junior varsity football, basketball, and track teams. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Zaria Blissett Hall. Your next candidate tonight is Miss Abby Cooper. She is the daughter of Samantha and Danny Cooper. She plays on the varsity softball team, serves as Red Pepper Demerit Chairman, and is Vice President of FFA. She's a member of the Model UN and competes in rodeos. Her honors include honorable mention all district for softball, honor roll, and district advanced public speaking in FFA. After high school, Abby plans to attend Mississippi State and major in agricultural education. Today, Abby is being escorted by Mr. Spencer Clay. Spencer is the son of Shannon and Rob Clay. He plays on the varsity track team as well as the soccer team, and he's a member of the Bums and Model UN. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Abby Cooper. Your next candidate tonight is Miss Deanna Clemens. Deanna is the daughter of Christina Clemens. She's on the varsity volleyball, basketball, and track teams. Today, Deanna is being escorted by Mr. Lorandis Phillips. Lorandis is the son of Jamaica Phillips. He's a member of the varsity football, track, and basketball teams. After high school, Lorandis plans to attend the University of Central Missouri and major in business law. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Deanna Clemens. Your next candidate tonight is Miss Claire Hamlin. She is the daughter of Christy and Terry Hamlin. She's a member of Red Peppers, DECA, FBLA, Art Club, and Yearbook. Her honors include academic all-conference, honor roll, and the 21 Plus Club. After high school, Claire plans to attend the University of Missouri to major in respiratory therapy. Today, Claire is being escorted by Mr. Carson Nash. Carson is the son of Brad and Tawana Nash. He plays on the junior varsity soccer team and is a member of Bums. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Claire Hamlin. Your fifth candidate tonight is Miss Emma Jones. Emma is the daughter of Michael Jones and Chris and Doyle Noe. She plays on the varsity soccer team. She's a member of the A+ program, DECA, FCA, Junior Optimist, Key Club, Link Crew, Red Peppers, Yearbook staff, and Student Council. Her honors include honor roll, top 10%, NHS, Student of the Month, all conference, all district, all region, and all state honorable mention for soccer. After high school, Emma plans to attend the University of Georgia and major in fashion merchandising. Today, Emma is being escorted by Vance Terrell. Vance is the son of David and Michelle Terrell. He plays on the junior varsity soccer team and is a member of Bums. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emma Jones. The homecoming queen candidates were nominated by the varsity fall athletes and voted upon by the entire student body.
The coronation will be at the homecoming dance at 10:30 this evening. Please give a round of applause for your 2018 Fall Homecoming Queen, Miss Zaria Blissett Hall.
Strikes. You deserve service that is fast, reliable, and ready to meet your insurance needs. And here at Self-Insurance Agency, we are about continuing the tradition of service. A tradition of service that has been serving Missouri businesses, individuals, and families for more than 90 years. We are available 24/7, so call us at 573-471-4347 or online at selfins.com. Let us serve you.
I want to run through some stats back here at the half. First for the visiting team from Charleston. Thompson, the quarterback, was 2 of 4 for 80 yards in that first half. Both of his completions went for touchdowns. The first one was a 33-yard strike to Kimball, and the second one was a 47-yard touchdown pass to Kimball also. So Kimball's got both of those catches for a total of 80 yards and 2 scores. Quinarius Anderson carried the ball 13 times in that first half for 60 yards. Durden, the fullback, carried the ball 4 times for a total of 10 yards. Tate had 3 rushes for 18 yards, and Thompson kept it himself 1 time for a gain of 10 yards. The Blue Jays had a total of 178 yards in that first half. For the Bulldogs, Gage Rowling. Gage had a pretty good first half through the air as he was 6 of 8 for 76 yards in that first half. Jackson Kirkendall had 9 carries for 24 yards. Gage Rowling carried it 6 times for 26 yards. Trey Ranson had 5 carries for a total of 12 yards, and Sean Blanchfield had a carry for 8 yards. 4 different receivers hauled in receptions in that first half. 1 catch for 12 yards for Ricky Scott. Blanchfield had 2 receptions for 16 yards. Trent Elliott caught 1 ball for 18 yards, and Trey Ranson had 2 grabs for 30 yards, and Sikeston had a total of 146 yards in that first half. We'll step aside for another break. We'll come back with second half action. Hotchkiss Jeff Williams back here at the half as we get set for second half action. It will be the Blue Jays kicking off to the Sikeston Bulldogs. Back deep for Sikeston will be Keon Graham, and Jackson Kirkendall will be back deep for the Bulldogs. Congratulations, Azaria Blissett Hall. She was crowned your 2018 Sikeston High School Fall Homecoming Queen at halftime.
Chris, we'll see if Bulldogs can get something going here at the start of the second half. They had a couple of nice drives that first half, just couldn't capitalize. A couple of turnovers did not help.
Kick is going to go into the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. And the Bulldogs will get it to start on their own 20. Some halftime scores: St. John 14, Perryville 7, North County 20, Hillsboro 6, Festus 28, Windsor 6. At the half, Jackson's up on Farmington 35-0. And DeSoto leads Fredericktown 38-29. Last time I checked, Kennett was up on New Madrid County Central also. That was still in a second quarter score the last I saw it. It'll be Roll Wing and company coming out. 2 wide receivers each side. Jackson Kirkendall in the backfield with him. Gives it to Blanchfield on the little end around. And he'll get a gain of about 2 on the play. Not much more than that for the senior Sean Blanchfield. Bring up second down and 8. Early third quarter action here. Homecoming got a good crowd for Sikeston and a good crowd coming over for Charleston. Blue Jays always travel well over here to Bulldog Country. Gage back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to go down and be sacked. He's going to lose 3. Back to the 19. He's going to bring up a 3rd and long on the sack.
Charleston defense has done a nice job tonight.
Credit the cornerbacks and the safeties also. Good coverage out there on the Bulldog receivers, and Gage has got nowhere to go with it, and that D-line, as Jeff said, gets in there and got the sack. Gage back to pass, little screen to Kirkendall. Going to have to make a man miss. He dives forward, and he is going to have enough for the first down. So one of those little design screens, and the Bulldogs pick up an important first down.
Yeah, nice play there by the Bulldogs, setting that screen up. Kirkendall did a nice job catching the ball and running it for the first down.
3 wide receivers to his right. Looking that way. Got Trey Ransom. And Ransom's going to fall forward for a gain of 1. Wasn't much there as the defender did a good job taking Trey down at the point of attack. 2nd and long after the short gain. 2 minutes gone here. Third quarter action. Bulldogs trail 14-0. Sikeston will be on the road next week as they will travel up I-55 and face conference foe Farmington. Kirkendall right up the middle. Nothing there. Is going to get to the line of scrimmage and nothing more, so no gain on the play. Gage back to pass, looking down the right side, looking for Ricky Scott over there. And it's an incomplete pass. Good coverage over there on Ricky, but couldn't haul it down.
Pass intended for number 14, Ricky Scott. Pass is incomplete.
So it'll bring up 4th and 9 after the incompletion. And the Bulldogs are going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, good coverage right there by the Blue Jays. It's a nice pass to Ricky, but the defense was all over it.
High snap, And the kick is blocked. Gage is trying to find it, and he'll fall on it. But a blocked punt, and Charleston in business as they get it on the Bulldogs 15-yard line.
Yeah, off the edge there, Charleston player got his hand on it, blocked the punt. And good field position for the Blue Jays here. Ball on the Sikeston 16-yard line.
Thompson handoff to Anderson off the right side. Pushes the pile forward down to about the 11. Gain of 4 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 6. Early third quarter action here.
Bulldogs did a nice job on Anderson in the first half. What do you have, 60 yards at half?
Held him to 60 yards. He's averaging just over 200 a game. Gave up a couple of big pass plays to the Bulldogs for scores. Thompson looking back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to be drugged down. He's going to lose the yards that they had, so it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Nice tackle by Tyreek Jamison.
Looks like it's about back to the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 10. As Jeff said, Tyreek Jamison did a good job in the pursuit, taking him down. Out of bounds. Clock stops with 8:01 left in the third quarter. Got to think Charleston's in 4-down territory here, deep in Sikeston territory. They motion Durden out. They were looking for him. Now Thompson looking over the middle. Jump ball, and it's going to fall incomplete. I think Gage Rowling had a chance at that, but looks like Gage, if he did catch it, he was out of bounds. I couldn't tell. It was towards the back of the end zone. Just one of those little jump balls.
Yeah, nice job by the Bulldogs breaking up that pass attempt.
4th down and 10 here for Charleston. Let's see what Thompson and company wants to do here on this 4th down. Rolling out to his left, throws another one high up, and it's going to be batted down incomplete. So the Bulldogs will take over as they hold again on 4th down. Good job by the Sikeston defense after that block punt. Charleston comes away with nothing on the scoreboard, but Charleston still leads the Bulldogs 14-0. 7:43 left in this third quarter. Rolling and company comes out. Blanchfield motions over. Now they got trips to the left side. Gage will keep it himself. Short gain on the play. We'll say he got about 3, maybe 4 on the play.
3-yard run by number 9, Gage Rowling. 2nd and 7 for Bulldogs.
Blue Jay defense has done a really nice job not giving up the big play. They've given up 3, 4, 5 yards at a time, but nothing big.
Kind of been that bend but don't break, as Sikeston's gotten in the red zone a couple different times, but as soon as they do, Charleston defense has stepped up and held them out. And it's going to be a false start against the Bulldogs, so that'll back them up 5 yards.
Motion of the Bulldogs, 5-yard penalty.
So that 2nd and 7 will go to 2nd and 12. 7 minutes exactly on the clock in this third quarter. Bulldogs need to get something going offensively. Need to get some positive vibes going here offensively in this third quarter. Gage rolls out to his right, points down the field, going deep for Andrew Crumley, and it's just outside of his outstretched arms. It's a good throw by Gage, trying to lead Crumley, and he stretched out for it, but just couldn't haul it in. So it'll be 3rd down and long after the incomplete pass.
Yeah, nice throw by Gage. Showing off a little arm strength there, and it had a nice spiral to it, but Crumley couldn't pull it in.
See what the Bulldogs want to do here on 3rd and long. Gage drops straight back to pass, now flushed out of the pocket. Delivers a strike to Ricky Scott, but he drops it. And on the incompletion, going to bring up 4th and long, and the Bulldogs are going to be forced to punt. Good high punt by Gage. Pushes him back to his own 35-yard line. Gets to midfield and is going to be pushed out of bounds. Good job there by Sean Blanchfield, and I think also Quincy Nelson was in there on the stop, as it looked like Kimball was going to have a little room to run there, but he closed in quick. It'll be 1st and 10 Blue Jays from their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, nice punt by Gage Rowland. And then nice job by Quincy Nelson and Sean Blanchfield to wrap up the receiver there on the punt.
Thompson's going to keep it himself, trying to run out right. And a good job by the Bulldog defense, stringing that play out, and it's going to be a big loss. It's going to go all the way back to the 39-yard line. So a loss of about 8 will bring up 2nd down and 18.
Calling Sean Blanchfield's name a lot tonight. He was in on that big tackle for a loss.
6:05 left in his 3rd quarter. Time for a takeaway here by the defense. What do you think? It'd be a good momentum changer here if the Bulldog defense could get a takeaway. Thompson back to pass, little dump pass off to Durden. He's got a little room to run, and he rumbles forward, gets across midfield to the 47-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Nice play there by the Blue Jays. Dumped it off to Durden. Shows his ability to catch the ball.
So a 3rd and 5 after the game by Durden.
Durden's a big running back. He's hard to bring down.
And we're going to get a flag. And it's going to be motion against the Blue Jays. That'll back them up 5 more yards. Poplar Bluff leads Cape Central early in the 2nd half, 6-0. Cameron Cox got injured, so Chauncey Hughes playing quarterback tonight for the Tigers. Sikeston had a good road victory last week against Cape Central, 21-0. Always good when you can beat Cape.
You got that right.
Thompson back to pass, looking deep down the middle, and that pass is going to be intercepted by Sean Blanchfield.
Blanchfield again.
So that's the takeaway that we were talking about there
you
by
go.
the Bulldog defense.
It's the little spark that the Bulldogs needed right there. Sean Blanchfield, we called his name more than anyone tonight. Been all over the field, made some nice plays on offense, and right there, a big interception.
First down, Bulldogs.
See if the Bulldog offense can get something going here. They need something to get back into this ball game.
Will it be the big play, or will it be a methodical drive? Gage keeps it himself off the right side, trying to set up his blockers. Not much there. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nothing more than that.
This Charleston defense has been impressive.
Played well here tonight.
Second and 10, Bulldogs.
Again, the only loss that Charleston has had this year, they're 4-1. The only loss is to that powerful Hayti team.
Gage rolling across his body. Got Andrew Crumley open at midfield and gets across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Gage was scrambling a little bit there and made a nice throw. And Andrew Crumley, really nice catch.
Crumley, a senior wide receiver for Coach Gibbs and company. Hey, that's a tough throw, Jeff, going across your body. He was rolling out to his left. Kind of had to throw it across his body, but he hit Crumley right in stride.
Showed a lot of athletic ability right there.
For the first time in this second half, the Bulldogs are in Charleston territory. They're going to give it to Ranson. Puts his head down, and he's going to be pushed back after a short gain. We'll give him 1 on the gain. It'll bring up a second down and 9.
Second and 9 for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs have not been able to get much going on the ground on the running game.
Yeah, at the half, Sikeston had 148 total yards. Charleston with only 176, but the only thing that matters is the scoreboard, and that's where the Blue Jays lead at 14-0 with 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Second and long here for Rollwing and company. Gage will keep it himself off the right side. He's got a little seam to the 40, and he's going to slide down at the 32-yard line. They'll mark him down. 14-yard scamper for the quarterback. Had to get another first down here and to move the sticks.
Yeah, nice run by Gage Rolling. Saw a little seam there, and he took it, showing some quickness. He slid right before he was tackled.
Didn't want to take the hit.
No.
Gage looking to pass down to Ricky Scott, leads him out. And it falls incomplete. Bulldog faithful wanted a pass interference call, no call. It'll be second down and 10 after the ball falls incomplete.
Like you said, Chris, the Bulldog fans were looking for a little holding on that. Maybe a little pass interference, but referees said no.
We'll switch out the football after that first down incompletion. Give it to Kirkendall. No, Gage keeps it himself. And he slides for another Bulldog first down. Again, I got faked out again as I thought Kirkendall had the ball off the right tackle, but Gage kept it himself for another nice gain.
Yeah, nice fake on that handoff to Kirkendall. Gage just kept it, tucked it.
So here's what the Bulldogs have not been able to do tonight. The couple times they've got in the red zone, they haven't been able to punch it in for a score, and it'll be first and 10 from the 19. Gage rolls out Got a man open. It's Trent Elliott inside the 10 to the 5. In for the touchdown, Bulldogs.
Kind of a busted play there by the Bulldogs. Gage was looking to pitch it to one of the running backs. He wasn't there, so he just turned around and threw it and found Trent Elliott in the middle of the field. And Trent took it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, he did a good job weaving through traffic and got in for the 19-yard touchdown reception. Bulldogs going to try the conventional extra point here. Rolling does the holding duties. Jackson Kirkendall coming in to kick this extra point. The kick is up, and it is with 2:37 left in the third quarter. Charleston leads it 14-7.
Football, Grant Financial Management is thoughtful, well-planning, with personalized service. Ferguson Medical Group, trusted doctors, convenient care since 1959.
Little onside kick is not going to go 10 yards, so it will be Charleston ball in Sikeston territory. As ball needed to travel at least 10 yards. I think it was probably a good idea right there. I think the Bulldogs kind of caught Charleston a little surprised, but the ball never went 10 yards. So it'll be 1st and 10 Charleston from the 49 of the Bulldogs. Thompson's going to hand it off to Anderson off right side. Met right there for a short gain, not much.
Looked like Lontez McClinton with the tackle.
We'll give him a gain of about 1 on the play, not much more than that. Toss out to Anderson, trying to get him out in space. He gets down the sideline, cuts it back in, and a touchdown save and tackle by Sean Blanchfield on the far side. As it was just a quick little toss to Anderson, he was able to get to the corner and cut it down the sideline for a big gain.
Anderson has that big play capability. He showed it right there. Just such a quick burst of speed.
And the ball's on the ground. I think the Blue Jays are going to recover it, as Anderson never had good possession. That's going to back them up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and long.
Blue Jays were fortunate right there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Anderson to fall back on that one. And off right side to Anderson. Now he'll cut it back up the middle. Puts his head down. He's going to be close to a first down. Looks like they're going to mark him about a yard short. Blanchfield in on another tackle. Third and 1 here for Charleston. 4-down territory, no doubt, for the Blue Jays. Probably a couple of handoffs here to Anderson. We'll take him off right side. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to depend on forward progress.
Don't think that he got it, Chris. We'll see.
So he only needed 1, and they gave him about half a length of a football. So it's 4th and short here. No gain on the play. Bulldogs fans start to make some noise here on this big 4th down play. Looks like Charleston's going to let the play clock run down, maybe call a timeout. That's going to get us to the end of the third quarter, actually. Zeros come up on the third quarter. Charleston leads at 14-7. Back after this break, it'll be a big 4th down. You're watching Sikeston Bulldog football on SPS TV.
Freshmen include Chloe Blees, Molly Grace Vogel, Haley Kim, Zoe Robinson, Lacey Taylor, and Aubrey Wheeler. Sophomores, Mia Arndt, Caroline Fogg, Olivia Grant, Emily Kirsten, Laura Hartzall, Clara Riley, Lilybeth Sutton, and Kendra Wright. Juniors, Grace Blanton, Hannah Fogg, Claire Gordon, Mallory Green, Lakin Kaminsky, Lily Piepenbrook. Senior, Claire Bonner, and Alyssa Nolan. And your head cheerleader this year, Ashley Gilman. The Sikeston cheerleaders are coached by Megan Gibbons, Abby Collins, and Casey Reeder Voorhees.
Big 4th down play here to start the 4th quarter. 4th and 1 here for the Blue Jays. They're going to toss it to Anderson. He's going to pick up the first down, as it looked like he was maybe going to be stopped initially, but did a good job pushing forward and got enough just for the first down. So a fresh set of downs here for the Blue Jays. Early 4th quarter action. They're trying to go back up by 2 scores here against Sikeston. A sweep, and it's going to be a short gain, as it was Tyrese Tate on the carry.
Looked like Brian Jasper was the Bulldog who made the tackle. You would think the Blue Jays would keep the ball on the ground here. Looks like they're going to pass it.
Thompson rolls out, and a good defensive play right there, and a big loss as Quincy Nelson came in and got the big sack.
Nice play by Quincy Nelson. Stayed right with the quarterback, Thompson.
3rd and 18 now for the Blue Jays.
So 3rd and 18 for Charleston. Again, they're in 2-down territory, no doubt about it. Hand off to Anderson going right side. On a 3rd and 18. Gained about 9 on the play. So it's going to be 4th and 10 from the 14-yard line. 9:55 and counting here. 4th quarter action. So a big 4th down here for this Bulldog defense. And the Charleston coaching staff's going to take a timeout to talk about this 4th down play. We'll take it with them. 9:35 left in the ball game. Charleston leads it 14-7.
For all your banking needs, visit Focus Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Delta South is a facility for your loved ones in need of skilled and assisted care. They also offer a child daycare as well as adult daycare. Come in for a tour and view your loved one's new home. Call 573-471-3400.
It'll be 4th down and 10 here for Charleston coming out of that timeout. See if the Bulldog defense can hold here in this big 4th down call. Thompson loses it, picks it back up, and he is going to be sacked for a big loss, as it was David Rowland and I believe Sean Blanchfield that got in there also. Good call there, Jeff.
Tackled by number 2, Sean Blanchfield, number 77, David Rowland. Bulldogs take over on down.
So a big 4th down stand right there for the Bulldogs, and they get it on the 27-yard line. Can the offense continue to find some life here in this second half? Gage back to pass, flushed out of the pocket. Good job making him miss. And it hits Ransom right in the chest, but he's not able to bring it in. Incomplete pass. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Gage did a nice job to get away from the defender. Saw Ransom downfield and threw a bullet. Ransom could not pull it in.
Ransom, your man in motion. They give it to Kirkendall up the middle. He's going to be taken down just short of the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 29, so a short gain of about 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and long. 3rd and 8 here for the Bulldogs. Clock continues to run as it goes inside 9 minutes here in this ball game. It's homecoming night at SPS Stadium. Bulldogs have trailed this entire game, trying to make a comeback of it here in this 4th quarter. And the pass incomplete as Ricky Scott was double covered on the far sideline. And it'll bring up a 4th and 8 for the Bulldogs. And Sikeston's going to be forced to punt on this 4th and 8. Tyrese Tate going to drop back deep for the Blue Jays on this punt. High snap. Good high kick, angled towards the sideline. Will go out of bounds inside the 40. Let's see where they'll mark it out of bounds at. Looks like it'll be marked at about the 37-yard line, so that's where Charleston will take over.
Nice punt right there by Gage Rowland.
8:33 left in this ball game. Sikeston defense being called upon again here. Into the third quarter, Jackson up on Farmington, 49-0. Anderson off the right side, broke a couple of tackles. Gets across the 40 to about the 41-yard line, pickup of about 4.
You would think Charleston would keep the ball on the ground.
Keep that clock rolling as it goes inside 8 minutes here in this fourth quarter. It's a good point. Anderson off the right side. We're going to get a flag as Anderson was pushed out of bounds a couple yards short. But we do have a flag on the play. And it's going to be a hold against the Blue Jays.
Flag on the play, holding against Charleston.
That's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So instead of a third down and short, it's going to be a second and long after the holding call. Call it 2nd and 15 after the penalty. Thompson faked the toss, looking deep down over the middle, and the receiver is wide open. And Kimball is going to go in for the big 67-yard touchdown pass.
It's the third time, right, Chris, that they've hooked up for a long touchdown reception.
You could see it from right here developing as he was going across the middle. Blue Jays going to go for 2 here. 7:17 left in this ball game. Back to pass. And it's going to be batted down and falls incomplete. So with 7:17 left in the ball game, Charleston 20, Bulldogs 7.
Bulldogs, learn more about Montgomery Bank. Visit them on Facebook or at MontgomeryBank.com.
Trey Ranson and Jackson Kirkendall back deep to receive for the Bulldogs. Spinning kick's going to check up at about the 30, taken by Ranson right there, streaking down the sideline to midfield, and he's finally drugged down at about the 45-yard line of the Blue Jays.
Nice return by Ranson.
Pretty good kick there by Charleston.
It was.
Kind of looked like your pitching wedge, didn't it, Jeff? Just
It
kind of
did.
checked up right there at the 20.
Ball just laid there on the turf for about 3 seconds. And Ranson kind of picked it up. I think it surprised the defense a little bit. He took it right up the sideline for a nice little run off the kickoff.
So Bulldogs down 2 scores here. Gage rolls out looking down the field, and it's going to be intercepted by the Blue Jays. So after a good return there by Ranson, put Sikeston in pretty good field position, the Bulldogs give it right back to Charleston. Zevin Kent, the senior linebacker for the Blue Jays, with the interception. Anderson off the right side. Gets across the 30 to about the 35. Nice gain of about 9 on the play. 6:45 and counting here, fourth quarter action.
I think the Bulldogs are going to see a lot of that here for the rest of the ball game.
Oh, yeah. 6 minutes and some change going. Keep it in. Your D1 commit, Quinarius Anderson, going to Southeast Missouri State next year, already committed to Coach Took and his program as he rips off another 6 or 7 yard gain right there and moves the chains for another Charleston first down.
Coach Took was here earlier tonight watching Anderson.
Still over there. I see him over on the Charleston
Oh, okay.
sideline now. Over on the far side, I saw him going up and down their sideline. Hayti moves to 6-0 on the season as they win 70-0 over Malden. Flag on the play. So we'll see if that gain by Anderson will be off or not, as the near official threw his flag. They're going to call procedure against the Blue Jays. That'll back them up 5 yards.
Chris, I know they are not scheduled to play each other, but wouldn't it be fun to see a Hayti-Jackson matchup?
Oh, wow. Would be. Indians have the big-time SEC recruit. Getting recruited by a lot of top-notch D1 guys down there in Hayti. 5:53 left in this ball game. Blue Jays on top 20-7. Good job by Trey Ranson getting in there and taking down Anderson, who's going to lose a few yards. Loses about 4 or 5 on that carry. 2nd and long here as clock continues to run. 5:30 left in the ball game. Sikeston needing another takeaway here. They want a chance to win this game. Pitch it out to Anderson. Gets to the outside. Good job by the Bulldog defense pursuing.
Number 20, Canarius Anderson, the ball carrier.
Short gain by Anderson.
Gain of 5 on the play.
There's 4 of them, 36, 77. Drury was in on it.
Bring up 3rd down and long here for the Blue Jays. Charleston letting that play clock run down before they snap it. It's inside 5 now. I don't know if they're going to get this one off or not. And they are not, as it's going to go down to zeros and a flag on the play. And it looks like they'll go ahead and pick the flag up and say that Charleston coach called a timeout. So we'll take it with them. 4:24 left in the game. Charleston 20, Bulldogs 7.
County Ambulance Service is in attendance at
The 7th and 8th grade JV and varsity home game. Thank you, South Scott County Ambulance and personnel.
Third and long here for the Blue Jays coming out of that timeout. Hand off to Anderson, or excuse me, that was Durden on the carry right up the middle. It's going to be 4th and long after the short game. And we're going to get another timeout. This timeout going to be taken by the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs will stop the clock. 4:06 left in this fourth quarter. They trail 20-7. We're joined here during this timeout by FCA Area Director Josh Mills. Josh, Southeast Missouri Area Director. Is that close to a correct title? Area Rep.
Yep.
Okay, so Josh Mills, the FCA Area Rep. For those of you that do not know, FCA stands for Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and I know the FCA has been in the Sikeston Public School System for a number of years.
Yeah.
Josh has got this area rep job a couple of years ago.
In a year and a few months, yep.
Year and a few months, and here in a couple of weeks, I know, got an event coming up on a Wednesday night. That is Wednesday, October
10th, yep.
10th?
Fields of Faith right here at the football field, weather permitting. Hopefully we'll have that.
So, Fields of Faith, tell us a little bit about, I know, for those people out there watching that have come in the past probably have a little bit of idea, but for those out there watching that have never been to Fields of Faith event, what exactly can they expect on Wednesday, October 10th?
Man,
Josh?
it's just it's a night of worship for students to be able to come and, man, I hope he breaks loose there. Night of worship. We've got student testimonies. We've got some testimonies from some coaches usually. Man, they come and have a chance to sit and hear the Word of God and hear from their peers, and then at the end of the night, they're basically challenged as a group to get into the Word, study a little bit, to pray together as a group. And every year we've seen it increase in number. It's just a good night for churches to be able to come out, maybe take that Wednesday night off and come out and share together. So
be 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 22-yard line. I know even before you came into this position, Josh, you still had, an involvement in the local FCA, and I know you've seen it grow over the years. But I'll tell you what I've been encouraged about is a nice little run there.
That's good.
By Gage Rolling, so gain of about 18, 19 on the play. But I've been encouraged just, in the last, as you said, year and a couple of months that you've been in there, you've been seeing FCA huddles pop up all over the area.
Yeah.
Used to there was only a handful of them, around or whatever, but in the last, year or so, we've really saw some more huddles pop all around us.
Yeah, it's been special, man. We actually, when I came on over a year ago, we had a goal and a prayer to see, 8 or 9 more schools start up. This year we've seen 2 or 3 of those already start up, and so we've got like 29 active schools.
Wow. In the Southeast Missouri region?
Southeast Missouri area. Yep, it's basically from Kelly south all the way down to the Arkansas border, all the way over to Van Buren is the farthest in our territory, and I've seen all of that area this week on the road. And I've seen some hills, some curves, and a little bit of everything. But yeah, we've seen growth.
Oh, Sean Blanchfield just off of his fingertips. A good job by Gage, just evading the rush right there and just kind of dropped it over the defender. But Blanchfield couldn't bring it in.
He's worked hard all night long. All these guys
man.
have. They've battled all night. Charleston's tough, man. They're tough. But yeah, we've seen it increase and grow every year, and it's been encouraging to see new startups and some people interested in seeing what that looks like. I've got another school right now. Delta C7 has got some stuff in the works. They're fixing to start some stuff up. So, yeah, I mean, it's and up north where Mike Litz is at. That's my supervisor. They've got, new schools starting up. Saxony this week. It was the first time they've ever had FCA. They had 60 at their first huddle, and so that was pretty cool.
Pass over the middle, complete to Andrew Crumley. It's going to be 4th and 11 after the 12-yard gain by Crumley. So a 4th down right here. You got to think this may be the game for the Bulldogs as they're down 2 scores. 2:40 and counting here in this 4th quarter. Big tailgate event before the game tonight. I know, Josh, I saw you down there with the FCA tent supporting, the local kids as the Bulldogs will move the chains. A nice little bubble screen, and Sikeston will get a first down and some more life here. But, it's not just about the high school. I know there is a huddle at the junior high.
Yeah.
Here also. And this event, it's not just a Sikeston event either. It's
no,
open.
absolutely not. We've actually got some kids from New Madrid that are going to participate in the event themselves, which has been a really active huddle lately, which has been good. But, yeah, it's for anybody. Last year we had Jackson in attendance. We had some kids from Cape. They come up from Caruthersville and all over. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of schools in attendance. We'll have the same event as this coming Wednesday in Bluff, and a lot of schools from down in the Boot Hill go to that. So, yeah, I mean, we've got a few opportunities this year to participate in that. And, man, it's a neat night. It's a really cool night to be able to come out and see this stadium right here filled pretty good on this side. With people coming to attend the event.
Intentional grounding was a call on Gage on the last play. Now he floats one out, and it is caught. I believe that was Trey Ranson on the nice grab, and he's pushed out of bounds, so I had to stop the clock with 2:03 left in the game. So on a 2nd and long there, Gage found Ranson for the nice pickup. So the Bulldogs are in Blue Jay territory with 2:03 left in this ball game. So again, we're talking about the Fields of Faith event coming up here. Got Josh Mills up here, the area Fields of Faith rep, as that ball goes in and out of the hands of Andrew Crumley. So again, it's Wednesday, October 10th, right here at Public School Stadium. What time does the event start?
The event starts at 7 and the gates will open at 6. And it's a totally free event for all ages. And everybody's welcome, and we hope to see a big crowd that night. We've actually got a special guest, Chris. I know you haven't mentioned it yet, but your wife is going to be the one bringing home the whole night that night in message.
That's what she tells me.
Yeah, and I tried to get her to get, even just now on my way up, I tried to get her to come up and do the radio. She said, heck no, I'm not going to do that.
Told me she talks to me enough during the week.
That's funny. She has done a phenomenal job here at Sikeston with the FCA students, as well as Gabe DeMint over at the junior high. But Jennifer's passion for that particular ministry and the students that come in every Tuesday has been really inspiring for a lot of other huddle coaches as well in the area. So
3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs, and Gage will throw it out of bounds, and he will get flagged for another intentional grounding. So that'll be a spot foul and a loss of down. So what was a 3rd and 10 to be all the way back here to the Bulldogs' 48-yard line, and it will be 4th down and a long way. 4th or 28 is what they have up on the scoreboard. 1:47 left in this game. Last gasp here for the Bulldog offense. They got to get all the way down to the 24-yard line, and Coach Gibbs wants to take a timeout to talk about this. So, Josh, we appreciate your time.
Man, thanks for
coming
having
up
me,
here, talking about Fields of Faith. And FCA, we appreciate everything that you do, not only here at Sikeston, but for the area schools. I know that Coach Jordan Williams, he's got an FCA presence over there at Charleston also. So those Blue Jay fans that may be watching out there, get in touch with the Charleston staff over there. About
any way they can support them. These huddles, they don't just have a budget sitting around, and so I mean
So how are they funded? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's each huddle is funded just straight up from however they raise support. That's the way my salary. That's the way my salary is. But my salary doesn't go. What we raise for our organization doesn't particularly go to Sikeston's huddle, and Charleston's huddle. They actually raise some of that themselves. Now with what we do raise support for them, and we provide Bibles and material and trainings and stuff like that, and send kids to camp. But yeah, Charleston and Sikeston, those huddles in particular, man. If there's a church pastor sitting out trying to figure out where they can send some funds, it's a good place to start, because it is the only organization in the country that can go into a school and hand out Bibles at no cost or there's no stipulations there. They can get in. That's a good run there.
Yeah, Sean Blanchfield with the catch and run. As you said, he could tell he was trying for everything. He was trying to break a tackle and reach out for as much as he can. He needed 28, got about 24. So he's going to be just short, and the Blue Jays are going to take over on downs in just a couple of plays here as we got a $1:39 left in this game. I'm sure it's probably going to be a couple of handoffs to Canarius Anderson, and then that will be just about it for this ball game. I know, saw you down there roaming the sidelines,
man,
during this game tonight.
We've got a pretty good relationship with a lot of those coaches down there, and actually the way I look at my role is not even as much to the student and maybe even student athlete, but Billy Graham said one time, if you can reach a coach has more influence on students than a lot of people do in their lifetime. A coach has more influence in 1 year. And so I spend a lot of my time with those guys and girls in the programs in the area, trying to invest in them, to pour into them, because they're the ones pouring into kids. They're going to spend a lot more time even than parents do sometimes, especially in season.
2nd down and 6 for the Blue Jays after the 4-yard gain by Anderson. And I know we're really blessed here at Sikeston, not just with football. We're obviously at a football game tonight, but with our coaching staff across the board,
Absolutely.
All of our sports here at Sikeston.
There are
top-notch coaching
phenomenal
staff.
coaches in this school and in our area. And just in general, but yeah, right here, I mean, on the sidelines every Friday night, there's some guys that care and lose sleep over a lot of things, and hopefully they won't lose sleep over this one tonight. They'll just go back to work and hit it next Friday. But that's what they do. That's what they care about.
30 seconds left in this ball game, so it's going to be one more play, and this game will be over. Let's see if Charleston's going to go ahead and just kneel on her. They're going to go ahead and run a play. Bad snap. Thompson's just going to fall on it. And that will be the ball game as it ticks down. So your final tonight, Charleston wins it by a score of 22-7. So the 11-year winning streak by the Bulldogs is over as the Blue Jays get a W on the field here tonight.
They earned it tonight. They worked hard.
They sure did. So the Bulldogs drop to 3-3 on the season. The Blue Jays improve to 5-1 on the season. So next week we'll be on the road up at Farmington. So we'll travel north for a SEMO Conference North matchup. At last check, the Jackson Indians were handling Farmington pretty good. Last I saw, it was like 49-0 or something like that. So again, thanks to Josh and his time for coming
thanks
up.
for having me.
Talking about FCA and the upcoming Fields of Faith event. So again, that wraps it up here from Public School Stadium on homecoming. Charleston wins it 20-7. Until next time, go Dogs.